Are you reading one?
Yeah, I was reading this. Hey guys, really funny. I love that you guys really want socks.
I know. Yeah. A lot of people want socks. A lot of people want sock bracelets.
Also, this is probably a good time to let you know that we're out of journals.
We are out of journals officially. We were out of journals a little bit ago, but we are definitely out. I think we've gotten over 50 requests, and I think you had like 40.
Yeah,
40 journals. And some people requested. So if you requested and we tried to do it like first come first serve, but if you did it, right away, but didn't give an address, and now we're out. So
hey, but
sorry about that.
What we
There's
will
always
do
the
though,
socks.
Yeah, there's always the socks.
Are they specifying clean or
or dirty?
honestly, I just told them they were in a drawer.
Well, some of them have said, please don't send me a sock.
Got it. Okay.
So
I read one that was like, oh man, I don't know. I can't believe I'm asking this, but yeah, I'll take a sock. Like if that's all you have left, like I'll take it.
I'll take it. Sorry, my nose is running.
I really do like the sending you guys stuff though.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll clean my house.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, what did we say we were going to do? We were just going to get napkins and write little notes on them.
Yeah. We did put some pictures in the planners too. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, it's just because we haven't shipped them all out yet. I'm all, yeah.
If you guys are a longtime listener, then you'll know what this next part means. We'll just
I'm like, I don't know what you're going to say.
we'll just beehole stamp them.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, just stamp it.
Beehole stamp.
You guys wouldn't want us to like put lipstick on our lips and kiss the napkin. You'd want
a beehole stamp
to put lipstick on my beehole.
Oh my God. I'm just like envisioning me putting lipstick on your beehole.
Honestly, I think that we now have to, I feel like we now have to try it. Cause okay, hey guys, we have a guest.
Yeah.
It's Courtney.
We have Courtney with us.
We talked to you about how we were going to have
one of our dear
Courtney
friends.
on.
Yes.
Hello, internet.
What I was thinking
Hello,
was,
internet.
you know how sometimes people they'll fold the napkin in half and then they'll put their lips on it and they open it. They open the napkin versus like kissing it.
That's what you're going to do in your butt crack? Yes. Oh, wow. We're going to make sure it's nice and clean first.
It's probably going to be dirt on it.
Might be a little dirt.
We all of us just go silent.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Between the Reps
with Brooke and Jeanna
and Courtney. Yeah. I have something I'm going to talk about first, but what we are having Courtney on to talk about is her job, what she does for work. And it's definitely being a female, a woman in sort of a man's world.
Yeah.
Right? It's a good way to put it.
Like in a more male-driven world.
Yeah.
Yep. Industry very much historically is dominated by men, but you know, we're making charges into there and it's just kind of my experiences up to this point.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and some funny and ugly and some just like, what?
I know Courtney gets here and she goes, oh, I realize I'm pretty sure people listen to this. I'm going to have to edit myself. I don't know if anybody I know listens to this. So I think people might listen to it. I don't know. We don't know either, Court. We don't know who listens to us, to be honest.
All right.
Man, you guys. Well, however, we do know that you guys feel confident enough to send us your home addresses.
Yeah. What if we just showed up at their doorstep?
So pumped. We're going to hand deliver.
We'll probably get arrested.
We need to find a sponsor who will pay to travel us to all the addresses.
Send us to all the addresses.
Here's your journal.
Hi, we're hand delivering.
Just like, but don't hand deliver. Just go and like knock on the door and run away.
Hide the bushes.
Hide the bushes.
Yeah,
it's commitment.
Door ditch.
One thing among many things I was going to talk about is this is so funny. So I got tagged on Instagram in this picture. Hang on, my internet's really crushing it right now. There we go. And it was a picture of me, and it had some text on the bottom. And so I'm reading the text. Hang on, still loading. Cricket Wireless over here. And it said, "Ooh, wrong one. Where are you?"
Drum roll.
Brooke Ence at the 2020 CrossFit Games ? Link in bio. And I was like, what? So I click on it.
So what?
And I go to the link and I find the article.
Did somebody write an article about it?
It's on this website called
What kind of a following does this person have?
Okay, let's go back really quick.
It was
On
like-
their Instagram, they've got crushing it. 488 followers.
Okay.
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 I'm just wondering, like, how much of the masses? Oh God,
That's
sorry,
okay.
are
seeing
getting
it.
this? Yeah.
Okay. So I click on the article thing, goes to their website, thefunctionaltimes.com. Never heard of it, but also I don't spend much time on websites reading articles.
Right.
Probably should.
I don't read good.
I don't read good. It's
I don't read.
titled CrossFit Ence announces her return to competitive Sorry. Brooke Ence.
What did you say?
CrossFit Ence.
Oh. Changing your name.
It's because it says CrossFit above my name. Brooke Ence announces her return to competitive CrossFit. Doing good so far. 0 comments.
That is good. No comments are good
I was
comments.
saying, no news is good news.
Yesterday, Brooke Ence announced on her YouTube channel that she has decided to return to competitive CrossFit. The athlete, actress, and influencer made it clear that she's training hard in order to compete at the 2020 CrossFit Games.
No.
First of all, did not say that.
No.
You must have skimmed through the YouTube
Or maybe it was
video.
just hopeful. Maybe they're just hopeful.
In the 10-minute video, goes further. In the 10-minute video, Ence explains that there was no reason that the thought of competing should have been in her head, but she immediately texted her trainer and said, "Let's do it." That's true.
That is true.
And then he talks about Ence last competed competitively and at the 2018 CrossFit Regionals, and of course made a big splash with her performance at the 2015 CrossFit Games. She noted injuries have plagued her over the past several years with a herniated disc as well as shoulder injuries, but that the time off has let her heal, and that, he quotes me, "I am a happy woman who is more secure with who she is, her body, and now I'm just excited to share that with people, to hopefully leave all of you motivated and more excited about your lives." In this see full video below, which I did say that, or something very close
I was
to
going to say
it.
it sounds like something you would say.
Yeah. But I mean, that was news to me.
Asterisk needed on
Yeah.
the games part.
Yeah.
It was like, we said.
Well, so to be
they're talking
clear-
about the West Coast Championship. That's what they're talking about, right?
That's what she was training for, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not the games necessarily.
Specifically.
I mean, not that you couldn't.
That's a tall order.
Not that you couldn't, but that's
Just because you could doesn't mean you should.
well, yeah, and you're like they said, you're coming back from all these injuries, so it's better to just kind of do one thing at a time.
Dude, it's just
one
so
goal
funny.
at a time.
And like,
I'm also training for the games, guys.
she is.
Oh my God.
And
I
you
know
can
I've said
quote
it
her on
before.
that.
In solidarity, Jeanna does everything I do.
Right. No, I just complain all the time.
But yeah, I was looking at just like tagged photos of me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like untag myself or hide
Right.
them. And I see that one and I was like,
No.
when did I
have I said
when did I
that?
say that?
You haven't said it.
No. So you guys know, I'm not okay.
What?
I'm doing the thing that I just read
Okay.
someone comment on. Like
Yeah.
they love watching me try and figure out what I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
I know it's happening.
I am not gonna say I'm not trying to
Ever.
go to the CrossFit Games
Sure.
because that would be one couple things. It could be like making an excuse for myself.
Okay.
2, shutting something down that is possible until it doesn't happen. It's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just trying to get back into competing. What that looks like, not sure yet. I've got one competition on the docket. I have many people, I guess I shouldn't say many, like a handful of people that have texted me that are still competing. And they're like, hey, so I heard from a friend that you're thinking about getting back on the floor. And I'm like, you heard right. And they're like, oh my God, do you want to do team?
Yeah. Well, you've talked about maybe doing that in the future sometime. Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit more of the route I might end up taking.
Well, I think for our listeners that, because we've gone kind of back and forth, like remember you said for sure you were doing it and then you weren't totally sure because we weren't sure if
I wasn't sure if they were
actually
actually sending invites.
back, but it has been confirmed that they are, right?
Been
and you
confirmed.
are for sure.
I paid my entry fee,
Awesome.
which was a lot, so hopefully it's a good experience for all. Apparently they have VIP tickets.
Oh.
For spectators?
Yeah.
Well, Court was on our affiliate cup
Oh,
team. you know, like
bid for the
community. And she was maybe going to go to the West.
Yeah, I'm not the only one competing at the CrossFit Games in 2020.
Also, Courtney's
also.
No, but Courtney was on a team, and then the winners got a spot for a team there.
Yep.
But you're not going, right?
Yes, she is.
I just remember the best
really
part.
Trying to sell us on it. I mean, I'm going.
Yeah.
Whether or not I'm competing is still.
Well, hopefully you're going and cheering her on because I can't be there. I'm so sad.
I heard.
I'll be at my son's wedding.
I feel like it's like freshman JV varsity. Like if I'm on the freshman squad, they'll be like, okay, you guys go, like your workouts at 6 a.m. so that at 3 in the afternoon when people show up, we can watch these guys. Right. In which case, I can do both.
Right. Yeah. So,
well, I'll be in the first heat every round.
That's okay.
I'm planning on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to crush the first heat.
You are.
How many competitors are in the elite division?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know that.
I have no idea.
Okay.
You're asking the wrong person.
I don't
have
know.
no idea.
We are
I guess we
bottomless source of information here.
I know. Well, and that's the thing is like Courtney came with like a notebook with like things written down, and she's like asking us last night, and we're like, oh no. She's like, but I just want to be prepared. Like, what are you going to ask me? And we're like, oh no, we're just going to wing it. And this is exactly what happens. Is then something comes up and we haven't done our research, and then we're like, I don't know. I don't know.
It is in my nature, in my industry, to be prepared.
No,
it is.
It is good. Honestly,
it's probably better. We could take a note from you.
If we were more prepared, we might
be more successful. It's probably
with many things. Yeah,
probably true.
I was leaving the gym from training this morning, and I was telling Todd, I was like, oh yeah, I've got to go. We got a podcast. I'm leaving on Sunday. Blah blah blah. We're gonna maybe try and do 2. And he was like, well, that's probably not too bad because you already know your topic. And I was like, no. I was like, usually this is what happens. Gina walks in my door and she sits down. We put our headphones on. She goes, all right, what are we talking about today? And I go, I don't know. What did you do yesterday?
Yeah. Because that's really interesting to everybody.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Actually.
So far, so good. Yes, go.
One last thing, and then we're going to get into Courtney stuff. You guys, I have night sweats really bad.
Same. Yeah.
Really bad. And I have been trying to figure this out, and I think we finally figured it out. I think I've talked to you guys about when I had my hormones checked like a long time ago, and see where my hormones were at, and then working on fixing that stuff. You know, progesterone, don't have it. and I hadn't.
It's like a really bad joke.
I had
progesterone, don't have it. I feel like you're like at a comedy club. Hey guys,
just trying to make
progesterone.
Just trying to make
the deal with progesterone.
Yeah. Hey guys, what is the deal with progesterone?
Totally. Okay, sorry. Go.
I was starting. I mean, in the past, I've had nights where I will be so sweaty. I wake up and it's really disgusting, like soaking wet.
Yeah.
And I always kind of attributed it to my training volume, or because sometimes my metabolism might be really high. A lot of stuff has to do with my training, and then also hormones.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
your metabolism's high. Oh, okay. Everyone's out there going, yeah, okay, boo-hoo. Sorry, go ahead.
At times, but when it's that time, yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You can live vicariously through me.
I know.
You'll really enjoy the sweating.
Yeah.
I always thought about it like that, but I never had it happen days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It was it would happen one night. It's been the last couple few weeks, very consistently happening.
Really?
And so I started trying to think I'm turning my air conditioning down. I have a fan in my room. Where my room is in my house, if it's sunny, it gets sun all day long. Mm-hmm. So it is quite a bit warmer in there than the rest of my house.
Right.
And then I start thinking about, I got a new mattress, and it's supposed to be a cooling mattress, but maybe it's not
maybe
cooling.
It's not. Maybe you got the wrong one.
So looking into all these things, and my mom was staying here, and she stayed in my bed, and in the morning, it happened again, but in the morning, I asked her, I'm like, did you sleep hot? And she said, she was warm, and she's like, no, it wasn't bad. And I'm like, okay, so something's problem. I've been off of I take progesterone, you guys, and I had been off for a while because I needed to have a doctor's appointment. And I emailed in we had a phone call appointment. My next one has to be in person. And we just started talking about, he's going over my last labs from like my pee stuff to kind of see how I'm using all my hormones and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I brought it up. I was like, yeah, I've been having these night sweats. I'm like a lot and in a row. And what he thinks it is a couple things. I have been off my progesterone, so I'm dealing with like hormone stuff.
So you're not supposed to like just go off that, I don't think.
Cold turkey.
No. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Clearly
Like, I just ran out. Yeah.
I'm a hot
You're
turkey.
a hot turkey.
So there's that. And I guess he asked me, he's like, do you eat really close to bedtime? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, but that's not something new. Like I always usually eat something before I go to bed because I'll wake up hungry.
Right.
And also if I am hungry trying to go to bed, I can't go to sleep. And so he brought a couple things to my attention where one, for sure, I'm not taking the progesterone, and we just sent in a new order, so I'll be getting that soon. But if I eat something that's higher in carb at night before I go to bed, because I started thinking like, oh, maybe it's my glucose levels, like maybe my sugar's dropping really low while I'm sleeping, and that's where the big problem is. And so I started thinking about that. But I guess what it was is I'm eating something that's a little bit too sweet. Sometimes I like to have something sweet at night, whether it's like yogurt or cereal or any of the treats my mom has sent me that's in my freezer.
Oh my God.
Are they still in there?
Yes.
I know what I'm doing on the break.
Yeah.
And so he
way too many
basically
frozen
was
treats
like,
in your freezer.
he's like, what's happening is you're having a spike of insulin spike. You go to bed and you don't have like your like hormones aren't regulated, and the estrogen is causing me to basically have like a hot flash.
Okay.
And so he said, try eating something with, if you're going to have some carbs, like have some fat with it to slow it down, or, just try and not have like so many carbs right before bed. And so I tried that night and I didn't sweat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But last night I did.
Oh,
but I did have a
Miracle of medicine.
I had a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
I was going to say, so you like peanut butter ice cream? Is
I
that
know,
where
I was gonna
that comes in?
Yeah, so I understand that story is probably pointless, but if you guys are also dealing with night sweats, you can look at what you're eating
lowering
before
your
bed.
sugar intake.
Yeah,
right
lower
before
your
bed.
lower your sugar intake, and some people are probably like, well, duh.
Yeah. And also now that our phones are listening to this conversation, you're going to get an ad for, I know you have a cooling mattress, but they just make cooling blankets.
Oh, I've been
I
seeing
also
all of
sweat at
those.
night.
Yes.
And it's because I
keep thinking
a
I
lot
wanna
of
get
sweets
one.
before bed.
High five.
And it's really cold in my house, so I sleep like full
Covered.
sweatshirt, and because I'm
Right.
cold when I go to bed, and then I warm up in bed, and that's
then
part
you're just
of it.
layers like strewn
so I'm
all
just
over
throwing them around,
all over
but,
the room.
Yeah.
I literally get up.
Yeah, but they've now given me ads for a cooling blanket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you'll see
I
that
get
soon,
those too.
because they're listening.
There's a thing called Chili.
they're listening.
There's a
Our
thing
phones are
called
listening.
Chili Pad, and it's I think it's like a mattress pad, and it's hooked up to a machine and it cools it.
That sounds amazing.
Yes.
I would love that.
They're just pretty pricey.
Yeah.
But I think that I might need to bite the bullet because I am ruining my sheets.
So
I'm like, I literally wake up and then I'm just pissed because I'm like, damn it. And then I have to go and get a towel. I literally get a towel and I have to lay it down because I can't get
like
back.
you pissed the bed.
I can't get back into like sweating.
Yeah.
It's not just like a little sweat. It's
it's like the whole thing. Well, so it's funny. I haven't told you this, but remember you gave me that sheet?
Yeah.
So Brooke was really sweet. She was like, hey, I don't have a king mattress anymore. I have this really cool bamboo. Okay, but it's not. It's a mattress pad.
Is it a mattress pad?
Yeah. She thought so the thing was that the intent was there. Like, she's like, I got this really nice sheet. And I was like, oh, okay. So I like take it out and I'm like, it feels kind of like a funny texture or something. So like I wash it and I put it on my bed, and it's a mattress pad, like a almost plastic.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, like one of
that's
those
what I should be
protective
using.
So, but no. So then I'm like sleeping on it. Look, I'm getting a hot flash thinking about it. And I'm like sleeping on it. It's like kind of like crunchy sounding. And I know how she is.
That's
She
the bamboo.
probably,
That's how you know it's real.
She probably had like a bag of stuff to give to one person, a bag, because she's giving stuff away all the time. And I'm like, I wonder if she gave me, thinking it was this other sheet, this mattress pad that's like a plastic, like it's a mattress cover, like a protector.
Yeah.
And so then I read it and I was like, oh no, this is a mattress protector, but I didn't want it to.
You know
It
it's
was
good
so
because
sweet.
you can actually hear and feel the bamboo pieces in the...
It's like crunching in my bed and I'm like stuck to it and I'm sweating on it. And I'm like, okay, this is not what she thought she gave me. So yeah, I just thought I'd put you on blast on it.
Honestly, that means that the sheets are somewhere in my house.
in here.
I'm going to find them.
Oh, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
All
well,
right.
I'm sorry you all.
No, it's okay.
Solidarity.
It's okay.
We all sweat last night.
I was fully committed to it, but yeah, it was the thought that counts. I love you.
You're welcome.
10 out of 10 pandas recommended. Please edit that out.
No, there's no editing, Courtney. Whatever you say is going out there.
Hey guys, this episode of Between the Reps is brought to you by Native, an amazing company where you can order really, really great healthy products delivered right to your door, formulated without aluminum, parabens, or talc. They're filled with ingredients found in nature such as coconut oil, shea butter, tapioca starch. They're never tested on animals, and you get free shipping and returns. Native creates products with trusted ingredients and trusted performance. Not convinced? Check out the 9,000 5-star reviews from their customers. You can check them out on things like Today Show, Elle Magazine, Pop Sugar, Refinery 29, and that's just a few of them. At Native, they believe that less is more when it comes to their ingredients, which is something that Jeanna and I definitely love. You want to know everything that is in your deodorant. A lot of people have sensitive skin. For me, I sweat a lot and I'm training all the time. So switching from my typical deodorant to a more natural deodorant from Native, I was actually really hesitant and a little bit worried that it wouldn't work or hold up in a day of training, but zero problems. It smells great and it definitely works. They come in a wide variety of enticing scents for men and women. Plus, they release new ones, limited edition seasonal scents throughout the year. They also offer an unscented formula and baking soda-free formula for those with sensitivities. Some of their scents include coconut and vanilla, lavender and rose, cucumber and mint, and eucalyptus and mint. You can try this with no risk. They offer free returns and exchanges in the USA. Currently, my favorite flavor is the coconut and vanilla, but lavender and rose is definitely a very close second. So, special offer for our listeners. For 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com and use REPS during checkout. Again, to get 20% off your first purchase, visit nativedeodorant.com and use the promo code REPS, R-E-P-S, during checkout.
All right, so we got Court here.
Yeah.
I'm going to start shooting her some...
Enough about me.
Yes, we're sick of hearing you talk
Guys,
about
enough
how
about
sweaty
all
you are.
my problems.
Yeah.
Just figured I'd let you know.
Though.
I just figured I'd let you know. I'm going through some stuff. You might be going through something similar.
Yeah.
We can sweat together.
Just in and out of the gym.
It's actually a new form of training. I am.
It's like when they used to put those silver. Remember you guys are probably too young, but they used to have these like silver jump suits that you guys, anyone out there, anybody over,
all of you guys
anybody over
really
40 to 50.
Actually, yeah, we
remember those silver suits and they were designed to like make you sweat more.
I've seen it in movies.
Yeah,
and then my brother he wrestled, so he had a sweatsuit, like one that would make you sweat too.
Yeah.
I remember there's
in Michigan, those were just trash bags.
Yeah. I thought those were ponchos. Oh, man. No.
All right, Courtney Rousseau, everybody.
I wanted to do that.
I know. I couldn't remember which button it was.
Either.
We actually
these are the sound ones,
dude. We'll have to play some buttons for her.
Okay.
I know, but everyone's like, no, they're too long. We've heard them all.
That's true. We'll play them at the end.
That was a good one. That was a good timing.
It's one of our faves.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney Rousseau, where are you from?
Originally born and raised in Michigan, and went to school there. Got through college, and
You were an athlete.
You want me to just do the
Yeah.
background? spiel?
Yeah,
Sure.
you can skim through it, but a little background.
No problem. Yeah. Grew up in Michigan, played college softball at a university there, and got my degree in civil engineering. So pretty much been working in the construction industry since 2010. And
that's a long time.
Well, I've been practicing as an engineer for 8 years, and I was a on-site inspector for 2 years in college in the summers as like an internship. So I count it. I was out there.
It counts.
That counts.
But been practicing as a licensed civil engineer, the last 4, and have kind of moved a lot of different industry backgrounds, a lot of different clientele, like the whole spectrum, and across the country. I think I've done work in about 6 or 7 different states, East Coast to California now. Majority of my work here is in California now, but I was started in Michigan, worked primarily out of Arizona for a while, and now California here, and have just seen a pretty wide spectrum of clientele in the construction industry, and by and large, it's been really rewarding, and I absolutely love what I do, and I think that women in particular are making a big push in my day and age, and you see them more often than I'm sure you did 20 years ago.
Absolutely, for sure you would.
And there's definitely a lot of folks recognizing the value that we bring to the industry, and it's been great. We see a lot of positive feedback, and then some days you don't.
You get a couple douchebags here and there. Yeah.
And it's an interesting, even just geographically, some of the differences too. Of obviously California is very progressive compared to some other areas in the country, and I was just younger working back in those areas, so it was kind of this double-edged sword of
totally right, because you're how old now? You're how old right now?
29.
Oh my God,
so
gross.
embarrassing. Ew.
No, but I've been doing it.
Loser.
Hey, hang on to that last year. Actually, don't hang on to it. Don't hang on to it, because I'm ready for another themed birthday party.
I know, right?
Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, Courtney's really good at having themed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so 10 years in the industry, and certainly when I was even younger, got that double-edged sword of being a female in a male-dominated industry and being very young. I mean, still comparatively, I'm probably 9 times out of 10 the youngest person in the room.
Sure you are.
Yeah, but I at least have those years under my belt. Like when I just said that, like a lot of people wouldn't anticipate that I have 10 years experience at my age.
Do you feel like they most of the time assume that
I have that much time under my belt?
Well, that you don't. Yeah.
Oh, that I don't. They definitely don't think I have that much time.
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily come up, but I think that I at least try and exude some of that experience, and they're like, "Oh, she's done this.
You know what you're talking
She's
about.
done this before, maybe." Yeah.
Yeah, surprising.
So, yeah, that's just like general background of where I got today, but yeah.
And your projects are more like sports based, right?
Now they are, yeah. So in the beginning of my career, I was working a lot for municipalities and even some, very kind of rural, smaller communities. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of where I started. I transitioned into sports design work in 2014, 15, right in that area. And so primarily work now for either a lot of cities, school districts, private developers, all across the spectrum. So I've literally gone from, I've had a client that's running a 500 person village up to NFL teams.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's across the whole spectrum.
Right.
And so people on any number of the area in that spectrum will treat you a certain way or whatever. I've had pretty much all of everything in between, but, all in all, it's been really rewarding. But yeah, I think we're trying to focus more on some of the wild ones, the off the ball ones. I had to be like, did he just say that?
Yeah,
in person. Okay,
right. Well, yeah. I think too, as I think more like my generation, I think as more of the men from like the older generations are kind of weeded out. I think more men, well, I would consider them boys, but like more men as they're kind of like more in your age group or younger, as they come up, they're going to be around more women in these kinds of jobs. So they're going to be less condescending or less or just I can't think of the word. I mean, they would
They're
just
not going to like prejudge you.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
they're just going to be more used to having women in that role, and it wouldn't even cross their mind that they wouldn't know their job.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like not to like generalize the older group,
No,
but I think that
I'm sure there's some that are good and some that are bad.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's just like familiarity of like this is weird, you know, and
Right.
So yeah, that goes across all. But I feel
Have you
like,
ever showed up like on a job or something and people don't think that you're like running it?
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I that's in my notes. I have like actually, so I have this list that I keep just kind of for my personal self and like kind of as like motivation and kind of just like to like reflect back and be like, yeah, you know, like we've seen some stuff and we've dealt through some stuff and really worked through it. And yeah, it's funny. So our other friend Katie just recently like put something on her story about not having a doctor or some other like person of authority call you
she was car shopping,
something like that.
Yes.
You know, I've been like in meetings and have some now listen here, young lady.
Oh.
In a meeting where I'm a professional or a project manager, and I'm like, yeah, or you know, I've definitely had the comment of like, well, why don't you just go back and check with your boss and see if he's okay with that? Like specifically says he's okay with that, you know? And I'm like, maybe that was intentional. Maybe it wasn't.
Sure.
But I've been fortunate to, you know, have some bosses that really have my back, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll ask them. And then I have them like send them a message or give them a call and be like, no, she makes those decisions. That's fine. Like for going forward. Yeah. I definitely got very lucky with that. And then there's back when I was younger, still younger, but
I had like you're 29.
You know, specifically when I was like in the field a lot more, I would have some contractors give like I've been doing this longer than you've been alive kind of thing to just kind of be like, who are you to say? And you know, generally I try and be really respectful. Like I'm very well aware that you probably know more than I do.
Sure.
And I don't try and take that away, but at the same time, we need to have confidence in what we do know. And when I know something, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe you've had a different experience, but like, I know this from X, Y, and Z. So, you know, it's not just years versus not years. There's obviously other ways that you can come to a agreement on something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's got to be really hard to almost have to bite your tongue, you know, and immediately I think like, oh, well, you should. And some of you listening too might think like you should definitely stand up for yourself in that position. But the reason I'm going to make an assumption and you can correct me. I would see that you'd have to bite your tongue because there's a lot of other people involved that you have to like, it can be like hurtful and really condescending or like something you'd want to like correct them. But you're speaking for like people you work with and work for too. Oh yeah. And so
100%. No, this is probably the best one in the notebook, right? And this is the perfect example of that. I was in a meeting with a pretty high profile university level client. This was a start kickoff project to a new project. I was brought in to be kind of introduced as, you know, she will be running this project kind of from here on out, but for some reason we didn't do roundtable introductions. So at one point, one of the gentlemen that was working for the client actually turned to me in the middle of the meeting and said, "Are you here to take notes?"
And what did you say?
And in front, not just like quietly to me, like at the table I'm in the room with 10 or 12 other men.
I was going to say, are you the only female there?
Only female there, only female like within 30 years of my age range, you know?
Right.
And I just kind of like sat there for a second. I looked back. I was like, I'm here to manage this project for my company. And that was just like this kind of weird, but yeah, you know, like
and
certainly
were they
that's
cool about it, or like what, did he seem embarrassed, or he just kind of switched and
just was kind of like, oh, and then kind of like a little bit like, oh, okay. Yeah. And, you know, at that time I had someone in the room with me that I wish would have been a little bit even more assertive of like, no, that is not why she's here. You know, just nip that in the bud. But yeah, you definitely have to you have to bite your tongue. I mean, we're professionals. That happens.
Exactly.
In anybody's meetings, things get said that people don't like, and you can't just be like, hey, you don't say that.
Right. That's bullshit. You don't say that. You don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like for me, when I encounter people like that, when you can just kind of get a vibe of like, is this person actually treating me differently because my age, my gender, whatever. I kind of just like recognize it internally, but I don't let any of them see you sweat or like know that.
Don't give it any power. Right.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is, you know, the more attention you give it, that just gives it more power. And I think that's like in general, the whole consensus of like, there's always like talk about like how women have to struggle and all these things. And my personal standpoint is just like, just put your head down and work.
Right.
You know, I don't want to give it this attention because I think it gives this illusion that if it's this, oh, woe is me, we have to work so hard, we have to overcome all these things. It's almost like we're asking for different treatment, or special treatment, and isn't that exactly what we're trying to dissolve?
Exactly.
So that's always been my kind of like approach to it, is just like put your head down, work, be even sharper than any of the rest of them, so that, you know, the work speaks for itself and you can kind of start to work through those predispositions that some of those people may have. And there's been some really good in my career, like successes that I personally like. They're not tangible, but it's like I'll have a client that, you know, would not call me direct. He would only call my boss. He would say things like, well, these aren't matters she needs to be involved in. And he calls me every time now.
Oh,
you know,
It's
been
little
years.
wins.
It is. It's just like, you just got to keep showing him like, no, this is, and it comes back to my boss supporting and also like reinforcing that too.
Right.
You know, but yeah, like you said, don't give it any power. You just do your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends too on like what you feel that, what actions are happening. Right. I mean, like you have some people that are being, I mean, have you ever had like any kind of person, you know, be touchy-feely with you or inappropriate, or, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like some situations where you can't just like put your head down and ignore it.
Right.
You know?
So that's even a whole different.
One is like the work speaks for itself.
Right.
But then there's also, you know, just having men feel like they can, you know, be lecherous and disgusting.
That's a whole different.
And I'm not saying they all are.
But and with that, we'll say that there are cases where it's women doing it to men. So this is definitely both sides.
I mean,
I'm just saying it, you know.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Solidarity.
No, yeah. That's the other, I mean, that's a whole other like side of it on like a personal, just like human to human level, where it maybe crosses that line of professionalism.
Right.
Rarely have I had that experience, like just saying inappropriate comments.
I feel like
from
you're such
outside. But the interesting part that I would say is, as I've moved up the ladder, or as I've progressed or moved around in my career, from peers, it'll be a comment that I can only assume is like rooted out of some kind of jealousy. But like, I've had someone say, well, what'd you have to do to get that promotion?
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
Those are the comments, right? That, or like, well, we know you're just his favorite.
Right.
Like, no. I'm very good at my job.
I work really hard. Yeah.
Those ones I get probably more so is
right.
Thinking that I leverage being a woman in a way that's inappropriate to
get what you want.
Right. So, yeah.
So did you?
You know what,
Courtney? It was one time.
No, she didn't.
No, but you can leverage power as a woman in a very positive way of just generally speaking, if you're in an industry that's dominated by men, it's more fun when there's at least a girl around to you know, just generally, like same thing with girls. If it's an all women related industry, if there's a guy around there, like, you know, you just inherently maybe get more attention. It's like, oh, you're different.
Right.
Hang out with us.
Yeah.
So there's a whole different way of like using, you know, being different.
What would we do if we were in a situation where the three of us were around only women all the time?
Could not. There's a reason I'm in the industry I'm in.
Same.
You know?
See, I think so. Okay. I've always had like this.
The fact that I can't do it, does that mean I need to work on it?
No. I think
You could do it.
So this is the thing. I used to always have this thing like, our girls, are you like a guy girl or a girl girl? And my thing was like, I always had guy friends, but I always still connected with women. I think it's always a red flag when a woman can't connect with another woman. Does that make sense? So like you can connect with other women, you connect with other women. Yes, like there's some sense of like less bullshit within relationships, like friendships that guys are about. Does that make like, I don't know if I'm going down the right path.
Generally less emotional creatures.
Yes.
I think that's safe to say.
Yes. But I always I do think that it's important. I do think that women there are some women who don't get along with any women. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing. That's like a red flag. That usually means that woman needs the attention from those men in a different way than like being just a friend. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking that on a different road.
Hey, if you guys have any comments about this topic, email us.
Well, no, because like I've met girls before who are like, oh, I just can't be friends with girls. And it's like, well, there are I mean, I get it. There can be some cattiness and pettiness that comes along with having like girl friendships. Mm-hmm. But I do think that
But you can find girls similar to you.
You can find girls that are similar to you.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I always loved Court, because like some drama will be happening. She's like, I don't know.
I just
like,
go on my way.
Jim's going, and she's like, I don't know. Like so and so said something. But I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't care. Whatever. You know.
Just out here living.
I know. I'm just out here living.
I'm just living the best 29-year life.
I know. No. But no, I think there's probably like a certain kind of personality. You know, you have to probably be a very strong person. You probably have to have like a lot of, you know who you are when you go into a situation like that.
Yep.
You know, you can't not be one of those people. You're going to go into a situation, any kind of situation, like where, there's a lot of people that, think a certain way and maybe you're a little bit different or whatever. You're going to have that strength to go in and go, I know my worth and I know who I am and I can go in here and I'm going to crush it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's learned over time too, right? Like definitely you just gain that confidence, even just like you said, like the little victories.
Or fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it, 100%.
Right.
That's been a thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lost my train of thought.
That happens a lot.
You're in the right place.
That happens
the
a lot.
notes have failed me.
I know. Oh man,
you're in the
Go
right
through
place.
your notebook.
Do you need to look in your notebook?
I don't know.
I was almost drinking your drink.
I almost drank my microphone earlier, so I don't know if anyone noticed that. I went like this at my cup. It's my first day.
Just bonk.
No, that was pretty much the good stuff.
What?
I just keep checking my.
Now it's my second page.
Ooh, page 2.
Oh.
Different topic.
I know.
Though.
I like
we can
that.
save that.
I like that. I like it.
All right, guys, we're talking about sleep. And with that, we're talking about REM Rise. This episode is brought to you by REM Rise. Some people have trouble falling asleep. That's me. Some people have trouble staying asleep. That's also me. Some people have trouble with both. On average, people are getting less quality sleep than ever before. Tackling sleep issues shouldn't feel impossible, but existing sleep aids aren't effective and make you groggy in the morning. Also, for me, a lot of the existing ones, they can tend to become a crutch to lean on. And when I say that too, that's because they have ingredients that definitely work, but aren't the best for you, aren't natural. REM Rise is a personalized sleep solution that uses natural, plant-based formulas to help calm the mind, relax the body, and get your circadian rhythm back on track for a better, more restorative sleep. It's drug-free, with no groggy side effects in the morning. All you have to do is go to getremrise.com/reps and take their free sleep quiz. And it'll get you all set up for what you need, because everyone is a little bit different. And REM Rise comes with an awesome digital app that you can use to track your sleep progress. It even has guided meditation to help you get in the right mindset. I personally use the guided meditation all the time. Sometimes if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll turn one on, and pretty regularly do I use it to help me relax and go to sleep. So do what I did. Check out REM Rise today. Go to getremrise.com/reps. Take their sleep quiz. And when you sign up, you'll get your first week of REM Rise free. Just pay shipping. You won't find an offer like this anywhere else. Get your first week of REM Rise for free when you sign up at getremrise.com/reps. Again, that is getremrise.com/reps.
Okay, well, I'm not a civil engineer. But I will say, like, and I'm sure you've experienced this too, like in the gym. So now we'll talk about like gym setting.
Sure.
I'm a coach. Well, I don't coach right now, but I was a full-time coach.
Right.
And being a female, you at a gym, like you encounter all types of people, you know, where they come from, what they do, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I've definitely had clients. I wonder if we've talked about this. I've had clients that are male that like really don't want to
do what you say.
Do what I say.
Yeah.
Or they
question it.
They question it. Mm-hmm. They might be struggling on something and I cue them and they just like don't want to listen.
Right. Ignore it.
And I'm like, well, you keep failing then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what I do to Daniel every day, right?
It is.
Sorry, Daniel J. I'm working on it.
Yeah, I think that...
no, I get what you mean, though.
I think that a lot of male and female, I guarantee there's females, too, that might have, like, a woman coach or someone, like, say something to them, and they might just be like, I don't really know if you know what you're talking about.
I mean, there's definitely that, too.
You know? It's just going to take time, I guess, and being willing to practice sort of not needing to, sometimes you need to defend yourself, but not needing to rush to defend yourself and sort of let yourself, your actions and your knowledge over time, like really speak for itself.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be maybe less sensitive about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, some people out there are probably like, no, some really bad stuff's happening. We're not saying that. Like, we're not saying like,
yeah, we're just talking about just this current situation. There's tons of situations. Jeanna, even what you said last time, you're like, I worked at the hardware store and the guys would just come and slap my ass.
Dude, they did. I had one guy, I was thinking about it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was the 80s.
Yeah.
So like I worked at my family business from the time I was 16 till I was 30. And it was all like the, late 80s, early 90s. And it was just a different, our counters were set up to where they were open in the back. And I can't tell you how many times guys would slap you on the ass or they, wouldn't want you to help them because they figured you didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh,
I worked with
stories.
loggers and, I'd grown up in this business and it was just, I remember one time I was on the phone trying to help a guy and he just kept saying, can I talk to a man? And I kept saying, well, you can, but he's on the phone right now. What did you need? He's like, look, I know you're some jack of all trades, but I just want to talk to a man. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. Hang up.
Yeah.
You can wait all you want. I'm willing to help you. But, there was even some guy that came up one time and I was cleaning the area that I was working in and I had like Simple Green or some cleaner and it was sitting there and I went to help him and he literally picked it up and he squirted it on the front of my shirt and said, wet t-shirt contest.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
the 80s were wild.
I know, man.
80s were a wild
early
time.
90s. It was just a different time,
Yeah.
And so...
and sometimes you'll just never, like those people will probably never cease to exist.
No.
They're always going to be
but
there.
I think they're going to become hopefully more far and few between.
Oh yeah. And I think it is.
Right.
I think it has. Like you said, it's like a lot of just like familiarity.
Right.
People now are seeing and experiencing as they're growing up. And you have like a new generation of parents too that are instilling that in their kids, right? Of like, we're all the same. We all can do anything we want. There's
more kids that have a mom that works,
Yeah.
There was a time when you didn't have as many moms that worked, so like we thought that moms were just supposed to be in the home. And so now they're in the workplace.
Or worked out.
And
They're like physically, visibly strong.
Right. It's true. So yeah. For onward and upward. Is that what we said? Onward up and up yours.
Is that what you said?
Onward and up yours.
I like that.
Onward and up yours.
And we said, damned if you do.
And damned if you don't.
Damned if you don't.
But so some weird shit has happened for sure. But I think again, it's, I was one. Now I go into our store and it's probably half and half. It's women and men. I mean, even like I remember like the guys that worked in the yard, because we didn't even have a lot of female customers at the time, because ours was more of the lumber mill, so it was more contractor based, not like more homeowner based, and you'd have like a somewhat attractive female walk into the yard or like go to, walk into the store, and over the intercom, they would have like a code so that everyone would go and check her out.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? So it was, I can't remember what it was.
We should have that. We should have that for attractive dudes.
Start doing the same thing.
when they come in the gym. Doesn't someone usually just yell out fresh meat?
Yeah,
Isn't
fresh. It's always fresh meat, right? Oh my
fresh
God.
meat. There's a bunch of us in the squat rack. Oh, fresh meat.
We don't do that.
No. I mean, there's definitely been a time where it's like, who's that guy over there?
No, that's when you can use. That's when you can use your new dolphin call you were doing at the beginning of this.
That's not.
That's
what
worse.
it is.
What's that?
Just kidding.
She did better earlier.
Let's not do that.
Okay, I was gonna do it again.
Not your best.
It's not.
Not your
it's not a
worst.
good look when I do it.
But not your
It's
best.
not my best.
Sounds like
I'm calling a cat. Kiki. Anyway. Now I'm drinking your drink.
Good thing I love you.
I
Anything else you want to address?
Well, me?
Yeah.
No. But I was laughing. I was thinking about, this is so funny. So when Courtney, we've had people like call in before or whatever. This is like another cool thing about Courtney. We just really wanted to highlight Courtney today.
We're just practicing female friend.
But yeah, no, but someone had written in a while ago, and they were like, I'm trying to, meet friends at a new gym. How do you do that? I got to tell you, when Courtney Rousseau walked into our gym,
Oh God.
she like came in, and it was like the coolest thing, because a lot of times you go in, you feel like a little bit intimidated, and Courtney just came in. She would just go right up to every single person, like, "Hi, I'm Courtney. like, nice to meet you." Like, yeah, and she's like,
I had nothing to lose.
Yeah,
I didn't know anybody.
I know, not one person, but super.
You miss every
open.
shot you don't take.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. 100% of the shots you don't take. No, but she's a very outgoing person, and so. But it was funny because she does have a story. As we got to know Courtney, she had brought a date in one time.
Oh yeah.
And maybe you can tell everybody, or you had, or no, what was it? Did you know him?
No, I didn't.
So it was like a one-time deal.
You swiped right?
It was
swiped right?
It was an online date. This
Okay.
was where I was like very new into the online dating, and I don't really like do it, but it's like I'll just like dip my toes
But you had just come out of a
in.
long relationship, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I had like established, I had pretty much established like a good friend group at our gym, and so I met this guy on a Saturday, and we just met up, like had a couple drinks or whatever. He was in town. His parents had a place in town, so he was in town for the weekend. And I had said something like, he was like, "Oh, well, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I knew like from his profile that he did CrossFit. And so I was like, "Well, Sundays are always partner workouts at our gym. Like, you want to come throw down? Like, you want to come work out?"
I have a question though. Did you ask him to come do that before you had gone out with him?
No, we went out.
Okay.
We went out.
So you had gone out, because I was like, that's like a big commitment if you're like, you're staying the night.
No. He stayed. He already had stayed.
Okay.
He was like, "I'm coming to town this weekend
Okay,
anyways."
okay,
And I was like, okay.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, let's work out together. This is the next logical step in the CrossFit online dating world. Sure. So he comes to the partner workout. We do this every Sunday. It's some kind of a chipper, which I'm very excited about. And like, inherently people can say they do or they don't, but if you've ever done this, people who like had a first date or a second date that you work out with someone because you're in that thing, you're trying to put your best foot forward.
Yeah,
We're all about fitness. You're like, dude, I got it.
It's your time to shine.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like,
Equality.
you want to put
Yeah.
your cards out
Yeah.
in the
Let's
fitness
see what
table.
you got.
Yeah, and here at CrossFit we believe in equality.
Yeah.
You know?
So there's this chipper, and it's got some amount of wall balls, maybe 50, and I'm pretty darn good at wall balls. I'm pretty proficient, and the rest was not great, but I had the wall balls, you know. And we get to the part, and he's going first, and he goes, oh, I did 30 or I did 35 or something like that. And I looked at him, and I proceeded to do 25 on my own. And I was like, he was like, oh no, you're good. He's saying it. And I just kind of kept going, and all things were going pretty good up to this point.
Yeah.
And then he did my wall balls, and, you know, so then the workout ends, we kind of say our goodbyes, and friends are all kind of hanging out, and they obviously know this is a new guy. And they're
Right.
so what did you think? Are you going to go out with him again or whatever? And I was just like, you guys, he did my wall balls for
Bro
me.
did my wall balls.
And I was like, I don't think we're gonna go out again.
And
and then two of the girls are like, are you serious? I would have loved that.
I think I was one of them.
You and Carly, that was who it was.
Because I was like, dude,
"That's
I
sick."
would have been so into that. And that's just the difference between Courtney and I. Is that she was like, hell no, you don't do my wall balls.
Yeah. So
This is why you're so good in a man's
nice
world.
guy, and I hope he
Yeah.
doesn't listen to this podcast.
I doubt it.
Probably not. The first
Probably not.
episode's about my menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I think we lost a lot of men at that point.
Yeah.
We do still have
That and
some
the
though.
boobs.
Believe, love you
We
guys.
do have some men. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
That's
you.
so funny.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know. Because I was thinking if you, how awkward would that be if the date didn't go well and then you were supposed to work out the next day?
Oh yeah, no,
You know, so you'd already.
I already vetted
I don't know
out
why
that
I
he's
just
probably not
assumed that
going
it
to
was a
kill me.
one-night
Yeah.
stand.
No. Yeah, thanks, Gina. That's good. No, I had vetted out that
I
he's
just met this
probably not a
guy.
serial killer.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, then tomorrow, because I also didn't want to do something. I still wanted to work out, so I was like, this is kill two birds with one stone.
Right.
See how fit he was.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Good use of your time.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was very
Have
efficient.
you have you worked out with any of your online dates?
I hate you. I can always tell when you're going to just say something to put me on the spot because you always go,
Starts so nice.
so, no.
So I love you.
No. No. The answer is no. No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I've never done online dating.
I haven't either. And I don't say that like it's a bad thing. I don't think I could, I think I'm too old. I just don't want to do that.
I mean,
I actually had, this is
It's
actually
weird.
a funny story.
It's
I
weird.
had my,
Not for
my
you, just in
son's
general.
friend-
It's weird.
Yeah,
I don't mean
yeah.
to say it like
no.
Jenna-
that's
no, you're
weird.
That'd be weird for you. Ew, weird. No, it was really funny. I think the closest I've ever been to being on a dating site was my friend's son Hunter. I don't know why, but he was visiting, and I think it was on Tinder, and he put a picture of himself, but it was with me. And somebody hit him up and goes, "Oh, I love Jeanna."
It worked.
I was on his dating site or with him on that, and I was like, why would he do that? Why would he put a picture of he and I on there?
I
Did
thought
he
about-
look really good in it? There's
Yeah.
a whole.
I mean,
no,
but can't you just cut me off?
Well, no, but I've talked with guy friends
Oh,
about
yeah.
the selection of
Yeah.
online, because they get guys act like they're not into it. They think about it. The pictures that they're putting
Oh,
up
I
there.
believe that.
So there's
I believe that.
that's probably a picture of trying to look like a family guy, and then there's you got to put one up with
Oh,
your
he's with his
friends.
mom.
Right, with your friends.
Oh
to
shit!
know,
There's all these
or-
rules.
yeah.
What do you mean?
No, they're not rules, but I've had conversations with guy friends
Really?
about or if you have a dog, a lot of find me
Girls,
one guy
bitches
with
love a dog.
Find me one guy that has a dog and it's not on his dating profile pic.
Or it's
Really?
or it's
Also, guys
An
don't
uncle-
take pictures very often.
an
but they
uncle
will
with
their
all
dog.
an uncle with all the nieces and nephews.
Mhm.
I'm a family guy.
Yeah, asterisk, not my kids. That's
Right.
usually also the second thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. No,
'Cause
it's,
then he just looks like an asshole.
yeah.
I was thinking that we talked about this a long time ago as a joke, but that I would make an online dating profile.
Of yourself or a
of
fake one?
myself.
Okay.
Of myself, but that I would send Jeanna on the dates.
You're gonna catfish them?
Yeah.
See how long Jeanna can hold a straight face.
God,
Would Jeanna show up acting like she was you and nothing was wrong?
Oh hey.
Or would you just be like, gotcha?
Oh yeah, those photos I took a really long time ago. I used to be blonde.
Oh, I always trip out about that. There's people that talk about that all the time. They go there and they're like, that was not them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
It's them, but it's just the picture was not what who they thought
oh
they
yeah,
were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like this day and age, you can, I don't know. I think if I were to put a picture on one of those profiles, I'd probably just do like the ugliest picture possible, just so that like if I like showed up, they'd just be like so ecstatic, like oh my god. I mean, I probably wouldn't get picked at all, but I've
been told that before. They're like, you're prettier in person than pictures, and I was like,
dude, I get told that all the time.
Good.
I've been told that. I know.
That's
I've been told that too.
Yeah, I get
this
told
lady
that.
came up to me at the gym and she goes, she was like dropping in and she goes, oh my God, I follow Brooke. I just love her. She's like, and I know who you are too. And she goes, you're better looking and taller than I thought. And I was like,
thank you.
Thank you. So I'm just like a short, ugly person.
Gina, I don't think you look bad in pictures because of your looks. I think you just like you always get caught in these poses that are
like this, like this.
Not your best smile.
I do.
It's the candid photos that are great.
Yeah.
I can just do a bunch of a bunch of Jeanna faces.
I know. I know. We were talking about that on the last one.
There's been a few of those circulated where it's like a group photo and then it's like the slow zoom in, and the last frame is just Gina's face. Like,
Marcus does those. Our friend Marcus does it all the time. We'll take a big group picture and then all of a sudden I'll be like this little tiny face in the crowd and he'll like zoom in on it and I'm just making this weird ass face and I just ruin the whole picture and everyone else is just all cute. Yeah, it's not my strong point.
Not your superpower.
That's why, can you imagine like going with Brooke somewhere and then they want to take pictures with both of us and I'm like, no, please no. Like it's so sweet, and thank you, but no. And I think even like the first couple times it happened, I was like, no.
She did.
I did, and I looked like such an asshole. Because they'd be like, can I take a picture? I was like, no. No. No, I hate having my picture taken. But anyway, I've I'm so popular now that I've really gotten used to it.
You really had to embrace it.
I really. It's still horrifying.
My assistant Devin. So she's actually, I haven't read it, but she's been writing a book.
Oh, cool.
And it's she's like all of these bad dates.
Oh, that's great.
And like real dates.
Is there a title of it?
Encounters. I don't know if she's titled it yet.
Okay.
Encounters that she's had. And she just like she said she's like, she changes the names and things like that. But just like full details of some of, and she's told me some stories that are like.
I've heard some.
They're just like, what?
They're
like
really bad.
Like
we
Chelsea Handler
We
style?
can't tell them.
Like Chelsea Handler has those few books that were just like
probably
all of these. I read a couple
crazy
of them.
stories.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I'm
you probably
envisioning.
have some yourself, Court.
No, definitely
Yes,
not.
I think you probably do.
No.
All right, we won't talk about that. We've gone an hour.
All right. Well,
thank you, Courtney, for coming on.
Thanks
Hey,
for
guys.
having me,
and
guys.
coming prepared.
Hey, guys.
Prepared.
hey,
Coming prepared.
quick note for all of our listeners. We are having a bye week next week. Yeah.
Oh,
Gina's like, that's news to me.
I don't know.
We're having a bye week. We won't have a podcast out next week.
Oh.
I'm traveling and our schedule to kind of get things done got a little bit crazy.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we can
sorry.
all blame American Airlines, actually.
Yeah.
Because
Frickin'
I was
American
trying to
Airlines.
change my flights around and it was just too darn expensive.
God darn it.
So we'll have a bye week and we will be back after that. And we're going to be back with Courtney.
Oh,
and we're going to talk
this
about
is news to Courtney as well.
we're going to
Courtney's like, great.
No, this was your idea.
Oh, what?
We're going to talk about Valentine's Day.
Oh God,
Oh, are we?
Ooh,
Okay.
some reason that conversation slipped my mind.
You'd better. Oh, that might have been on a drunk day. We might have been a little bit tipsy that day. So
Valentine's
you
Day.
need to
Just
start
write at the
writing
right
in your
time.
in your notebook.
I have thoughts.
Okay.
Hey, in fact,
All
you
right.
guys send us some emails of Valentine's Day do's and don'ts.
Or just like terrible Valentine's
Oh yeah,
Day
good
dates.
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good stories.
Yeah.
And we have had some people like been writing in lately that have been asking us some stuff, so we need to get to that too. So we will do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do an episode of answering
Like a
we'll catch up on answering all the
episode.
questions.
For sure. Anyway,
Thank you.
thanks guys for listening.
And thank you, Courtney,
Thank you,
for
Courtney,
coming.
for coming, letting us put you on the spot.
Thanks, guys.
Remember
And
to
rate, review, subscribe, 5-star rating,
5-star warning.
and we will see you guys or talk to you guys.
We'll see you guys
Soon.
Next week.
2 weeks.
Next week.
Next week.
Bye week.
Sorry, bye week.
2
2
weeks.
2 weeks.
Love you guys. Bye.